We're back on the Mana Symbol channel. I'm back from many months away, and even on my last vacation, I wasn't playing a lot of Magic recently. I've become interested in playing more. I've enjoyed playing a little bit on Magic Online, and I thought, what the hell, let's get into this. And my boys at Faithless Brewing, Dan and Dave, they haven't stopped playing Magic. They haven't stopped enjoying Magic as the hobby. They haven't stopped brewing crazy decks. So we are going to play a little bit of Pioneer. So this is a second version of a deck. David already played one go of it, and he gave some notes and put together a new version. So I'm just going to try it out here. So basically what we're doing here is playing Essence Flux to blink Quantum Riddler as a way to have some advantage. It's not a new card, but it's a kind of new card. So we can warp this in. It'll be in play temporarily, and then it goes into exile, I believe, and then you can cast it. But if you flicker it in some way, then you get to keep it for reals and draw more cards, which will be cool. We also have Magmatic Hellkite, which is going to blow up some of our opponents' non-basic lands, and then we can flicker that as well. We got to have a one of Wan Shi Tong. I'm not really sure why. We've got a one of Anger of the Gods because there are a lot of aggro decks that are very popular right now. We've got some Kioras, mostly to exploit the fact that our only creatures will trigger that and draw us extra cards, and it gives us a little bit of extra mana. I'm not solely sold on Kiora being in here, but that's okay. And then we got removal and interaction stuff. There's no Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cards in here. That's okay. That's not the goal of today. Today, we're just going to play this deck, try to have some fun with it. So come along if you like. And then apparently, we're going to be playing a lot more Modern in the next little while, and maybe even some Standard. And that's okay. We're just going to enjoy what we want to enjoy. Content related, I've been enjoying all the mentions Jerry T gives Dan in his podcast. Which is Jerry T's podcast again? I used to listen to it, and I had a reason that I didn't. Slay the Spire 2. I could play some Slay the Spire 2 Shadowless, but I don't. I love Slay the Spire 1. I play it a lot when I'm on ships, or I did for a period. It's now the Jerry T podcast. Oh, interesting. It was Arena deck lists. That's right. And before that, it was the GAM. The GAM. That's right. I hated it when it was the Arena Decklist podcast. This is the worst podcast name, I think, for what that was. I think Dom's still going, right? Dominic Harvey is still great mind for games, terrible branding instinct. Well, no, it was a great branding instinct. It was an absolutely fantastic instinct, except that that's not what the podcast was. Like he talked about competitive Magic as a whole, and competitive Magic as a whole included Modern and Pioneer, which were not available on Arena. It was great branding at the time because Arena was huge and picking up, and it was going to be like the thing. I think I'm going to keep this. We'll find one of our creatures eventually. And we've got removal and interaction for... Dom sounded super depressed in his latest episode. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I didn't open up the stream, and I didn't. I've been enjoying my reawakening of my feelings about Magic recently. But I didn't realize part of it was attached to the fact that like I'm not attached to it in the same way I used to be, and I can see it on its way out. Although, if you go back to the last time I was on Faithless Brewing, and some of my comments the last time I did play Magic, I'm pretty sure I was saying, one, they capped out on design space. I think they've kind of hit the absolute complexity maximum with a lot of the double-sided cards. And I hate Universes Beyond. I see that there are a lot of properties that don't necessarily offend me with their existence, and the cards are cool. I just can't stand Universes Beyond. And I'm glad that they weren't overly successful, except that they've put so much thrust into these, and they're working for standard, but they're not making big impacts in Eternal formats, which I guess Wizards doesn't really care about anymore, so that's probably fine from their perspective. Okay, so we're probably against the classic mono green. Things not the greatest on our side here, but if I find one of my creatures, I'm going to suddenly be in a really good spot. So, and hopefully they still have to kind of nickel and dime their way up, because we diffuse their momentum with the Llanowar Elf. Yeah, maybe there's community churn. I don't know. Well, I'm going to enjoy playing Modern while I can, and we'll keep an eye on what is all happening. Okay, that's a big boy. Are you coming at me, or are you coming at my gal? This only targets creatures. I would love to find one of our Magmatic Hellkites right here. Bam. Okay, I'll take that. I can't get my hand small enough, but maybe this draws me something I want. So warp this. And this, it draws me 2 cards if I had 1 or fewer. Okay, but we are going to get to draw 2 cards here. Stacking triggers with these 2 could become relevant later too, so I got to pay attention to that. Let's knock her down to that, and then let's Essence Flux this guy. Man, this thing is huge. It's a 4/6. For some reason, I thought it was a 4/4. Okay. Yeah, that was the old trigger. Okay, cool. So that was pretty cool. We're still probably going to get stomped here, but... Yeah, and we always knew that, Vija. And... I'm not even going to say it's a hypothesis. My observation of the current state of capitalism and what it's been for the last 50, 70 years is that almost every successful business starts out as someone comes along with an actually innovative idea and concept for a business, and they believe in it, and they'll do whatever it takes to make it succeed because it's their baby. And then eventually what happens is either that person dies, or they move on, or they sell out. And then a bunch of other people take over who mostly are just businessmen, and businessmen are going to treat it like any other business, and they're going to almost definitely mortgage all of the equity of whatever that idea was that the person stuck to their guns about, that the person bent over backwards to make happen because they believed in it. Okay, so I can't censor this. So we're starting to get buried here. I mean, I'm drawing a lot of cards, so I'm winning, but I am going to lose. But yeah, business people just want to make the line go up and to the left, or up and to the right, I guess was the classic joke. You got to make the graph go up and to the right. And it doesn't matter if the choices you're making are going to affect your long-term ability to do that. Okay. Well, I got a lot of Quantum Riddlers, and I am drawing cards. None of them are going to be able to do any what do you call it, winning for me, but I am doing it. Yeah, it's a pretty cool battlefield. It's a shame about the fact that I really can't compete with them. I'm drawing so many more cards, although not really. I'm only up by like 2 cards. And if this hits a Nykthos and a Storm the Festival, Hey, how's it going, Hands? I'm gonna be in trouble real quick. There's a Storm of the Festival. Yeah, I don't have great sideboard for this. Yeah, exactly. Listen. We're going to go out the way we came in. Yeah, pre-festival I was up on cards, but it doesn't matter anymore. All right, I'm just going to scoop this game up. Let's go game 2. This is going to be quite likely one of our worst possible matchups. We're just not at all built for this. They don't search their library much, but kind of just need the beater. I think Dave wasn't necessarily prepared for people playing that deck, which is fair. But I think they are going to be heavily favored here, which is fine. Okay. We're just going to go like this and see what happens. I've seen Devotion. I've played about 15 matches of Modern in the last couple weeks, and I would say I've seen Devotion a reasonable amount. So I would say people definitely still play it, actually. It's very much still around. Pioneer is dominated by very linear decks at the moment, in my view. Not a lot of control. There's not a lot of like real mid range. It's just a lot of people playing like blue red or mono red beatdown prowess stuff, and what's the Greasefang, and then I've seen Devotion. No. Yield. Okay. See how game 2 goes. And here's where they're going to play a Wolf Willowhaven, and we're just going to be like, all right, we never had a chance in this game. I need them to play a creature here that I can Volcanic Spite, that I can filter some of my cards, that I can try to put together a plan, but I don't think this is going to work, this game, which is okay. Yeah, that's exactly what I predicted. Now, and unfortunately, it's on a basic land. Not that they play them in any non-basics, but like, so my Field of Ruin isn't even likely to be able to do anything at any point soon. So like, yeah, we're just we're just in a bad spot in this one, and that's alrighty. Bring on the pain. Come on, play something totally unbeatable. Oh, that's not unbeatable. And I can actually shoot that with Volcanic Spite. Oh no, but okay, Outcaster. Okay, so I can counter the Outcaster when it comes in, and I can stop them from drawing 2 cards with it. Okay, we're gonna do that. No, it only destroys non-basics, so I can't even knock the Wolf Willowhaven off. Well, that's a shame. Well, so we'll stick to the original plan, such as it is, such as it was. In my previous Pioneer leagues, I was playing the mono white Hayashi deck, and I have had a lot of fun doing that. So I might just do that because it's fun, and I will do it for me. For Modern, I'm looking forward to playing Sven's Feeder Sven's Izzet deck. And Creativity, of course. And there's actually it seems to be a lot of decks that you can play right now in Modern. It seems pretty wide open, which is crazy considering it is, or as you guys tell me, is actually a supported format. And my experience with WotC supported formats is that they tend to very quickly not have a lot of different options for cards you could play. I'm going to take turns with the dragon again, absolutely. If we're going to just do this to have fun, then I'm going to do this to have fun. I'm going to play what I want, when I want, how I want, not things that I necessarily think that like, oh, I have to, like, I want to play this to show people blah, 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 blah. All right. We're going to cash out of this game. Hand didn't work out. Their hand is doing fine. There's just no, Modern's popular in spite of WotC's best efforts. You know, that is funny, and I agree with you in a way. However, I will say that sorry. Due to Modern Horizons, I think they actually are invested in Modern being somewhat successful. So as much as a lot of people don't like what Modern Horizons did to Modern, I love it because it honestly, I don't think we would have Modern the same way we do without that. So you got to take the good to take with the bad on that one. So just, you know, so I don't think that they're trying to axe Modern anymore. Modern is so fast now, but I also see a lot of slow games too. So sure is a mismanaged format. How do you feel like it's mismanaged particularly right now? Because the fact that it has continued where Pioneer fell, I mean, obviously it came in with a lot more, or it's existed for a long time, which means it's harder for it to be killed. And then, well, how am I trying to say this? Like it has persisted through a lot of things that have made other formats bad or unpopular. So okay. So I can use Fires of Victory to kill a... I should have played Steam Vents there. This only costs 2. I can use Fires of Victory to kill a Greasefang if they have one. Yeah, how do you feel like Modern's mismanaged right now? Because it looks pretty healthy and diverse to me. It looks better than ever. People play it for the historic value they attach to it, but it's waned dramatically in popularity when it devolves into unhealthy metagames for too long. Sure, but right now, it looks like it's in a phenomenal place. Yeah. But that could quickly turn if a deck that gets discovered that yeah. Well, so I play the Kiora, untap a land, pass back over. Once they go to combat, I can shoot the Guardian of Benalia. When this creature enlists. When this creature okay, so I have to do that, and then they'll attack with the Iron Shield Elf. Yeah, I saw that today, Vija. And but like that could tick back up. I mean, it's also just might be on the way out, but it could tick back up. I suppose I can also just let them attack. Hey, Alucardis. I suppose I can also just let them attack Kiora. And not fuss about it too much. Oh, they're just greasing, huh? Okay. So let's begin. Okay, so your trigger is now gone. Yeah. So they just didn't do anything. Which I guess means I'm free to Fires of Victory whatever I want here. Now the problem is, I kind of need to kill this Greasefang. But don't really know why they did this in this order. There's not really any reason for them to have done that. And I suppose I will have 5 mana on my next turn, so I could kick the Fires of Victory. I don't have any reason to kill anything now, because I'm going to let this attack for 5. I suppose the reason to kill this end step is to be mana efficient in case I actually end up, in case I draw a Quantum Riddler or a Drag Queen. Okay. No blocks. Kiora takes 5. Yada yada. I think I'm supposed to just shoot this Greasefang, because if I don't draw into anything pretty much immediately, then we're just toast anyhow. Now, blam. Okay, that ain't it. Okay. So hopefully they play, what is it, Monument to whatever? Surveil. Endurance, that's what it's called. Yeah, because they play that with Mycosynth Gardens, which is really cool. It gives their deck a lot of, like, a cool kind of reach they didn't have before, which I really think that's neat. I appreciate that. Okay. My token, might as well. How long does this break on land? I don't even know. That's a serious response. I don't know. I had an offer for what my next contract was going to be. Then that fell through. But they have promised me they're going to have another option for me. So, but I don't know when that's coming. So, yeah, still playing music. I'm going to be moving into a different role, hopefully. Oh, I had the Essence Flux, and I forgot that they actually play spells. I just yielded, and I also had a Spell Pierce, and I kept up all my mana. That's just a terrible punt. Sorry, I was talking to chat and not thinking about them playing any interaction because I didn't remember that Greasefang plays any interaction other than Thoughtseize. All right, this can't block. I should have attacked with it. It's okay. This is all growing pains. When I came back and started playing the Hayashi deck, I also had some growing pains. I just punted a bunch of stuff, so wouldn't worry about it. Man, Vanishing Verse. I just wasn't expecting that. Okay. And unfortunately, because of playing the Hayashi deck, I had a lot of lands that could create creatures, but they could block. Not that I'm saying that's an excuse for what just happened, but all right. So we want this Abrade. Rending Volley, yes, because Greasefang is white. Ghost Vacuum, yes. It's their graveyard. Yeah, I'm on it. All their creatures are indestructible. Yeah, hopefully, hands. That's what we're looking for. I feel like I just want more threats. I mean, Anger of the Gods hits all their little crappy creatures, and it can kill a Greasefang. Obviously, it's sorcery speed, which is not great, but So what do I want to cut? Probably most of my censors, because they're gonna have spare mana a lot of the time. I trim an Essence Flux and Burst Lightning because I need to kick it to kill Greasebang. All right, let's see. Well, that's a barely keepable hand. I mean, boy, does it have a lot of mana. The problem with like mulliganing to a more like synergy driven hand is the fact that they play Thoughtseize. So you mulligan to like your sideboard cards or like a better or they play Duress. And then you're on lower card count and then they just take all your shit. So it's not really. Greasefang is one of those matchups where you just kind of have to draw into it. You kind of have to you just have to have it a bunch of times. Like it's like you have the removal or you don't, and then you got to have the removal or you don't again. Like right now, if they are set up to Greasefang me, they're just gonna get it. But there's no guarantee that mulliganing would have set me up in a situation where I could do anything about it. So I'm not gonna worry too much. Let's just play as tapped. Yeah, that's fine. On the plus side, sometimes because they're so worried about interaction, they play like this, where it's like, it's possible they could have Greasefanged me this turn and they just didn't because they were worried about losing it. Oh, wonderful. I'll go get it when I can. Oh, yeah. So travel stories. So I don't have my luggage, which means I am missing, I would say, 90% of my clothes. And tons of other things. Now, so I had to Amazon order overnight. It was no airline's fault. Technically, I was with United, which was being, or technically, it was an Air Canada flight that was being filled by United. But that's not what the problem is. The problem was Houston. The problem was the Houston airport was a complete mess. And so what happened was I had 4 hours to get through TSA and get to my flight. And it took about 4.5. That was Galveston that I was just in. So I missed my flight by about 30 minutes. And then the airport staff couldn't tell me if my bag was on the plane or not. So I start calling my company and getting everything sorted so that I could get a new flight. And they got me a new flight, but this one was with Delta. And nobody could tell me where my bags were, so I wasn't going to leave the terminal to go and try to get them when they might not even be there and then have to go through security again. Okay, so we just don't have anything to do here, huh? Well, hopefully we just draw into a Quantum Riddler. We can kick Fires of Victory this turn, make them discard another card in theory. They won't be able to Greasefang us, so that's something. The point is that everything was very screwed up, and I don't have my bags. And I don't even technically know where they are. We're pretty sure they're in Houston, but they haven't gotten back to me on their support line yet. So, and the support ticket I have right now says it could take 3 weeks for them to totally solve this issue, which hopefully it'll be a lot less than that. But anyway, yeah, that's fine. Okay, that's a draw. It's a real card. Jeez. Really want that Anger of the Gods back. Glad I boarded in more of those, although it doesn't look like it'll be enough. If they have removal, I just die here. Anywho, so I don't have my bags, is the point. And I didn't have underwear. Currently, I'm wearing dress socks and I'm going commando. Because that's the only option I have. Oh, shoot. This is going to have so much power. Oh, I can go to 1. Why are you not targeting their stuff pre-combat? So if I target their stuff pre-combat, then they still get to attack me, and they still get to make their thing indestructible. Maybe you can explain how I'm supposed to be doing it. I haven't played Pioneer in a long time, and I'm not necessarily familiar with the right way to interact with all these cards. Because I'm pretty sure it's like... I guess I could have taken... Yeah, indestructible taps the creature. So what you're supposed to do is hit it before it attacks. But then I'd have to be hitting the 3/1. And then they can still tap a non-attacking... Oh, yeah. So I guess I was supposed to be hitting the 3/1 with my removal effects. And then this has to attack without enlisting. There you go. Okay, looks like I can stay alive. Yeah. But the best way to do it is... make this guy. And then we just shoot any of their creatures pre-combat. And they have to tap it, make it indestructible, and then I have 2 blockers. Also, I can Field of Ruin them here. I don't know how limited on basics they are, but could be a big deal. Okay, well, they don't have access to black mana this turn. That's pretty cool. Okay. So they don't really have a good attack here. This is a bad attack from them, right? Oh, they tap the... Oh, I see. Oh, I see. So we do this. They discard a card. I can Fiery Impulse. They'll discard another card. Oh, okay. Or they could just not, and then we're in a pretty good spot. All right. Well, maybe we're in this game. It's not the worst draw in the world. It's also not a very good draw, but it's not the worst. So that just kills me, right? And they have 2 discard outlets in play, so there's nothing I can do about it. If this was Spell Pierce, I'd be fine. But I die to this. Well, that's a shame. We were close. We were kind of close there. Yeah. And they just, yeah. That's a shame. Last card in hand, huh? And there's the Spell Pierce. Oh, that's all right. We really didn't seem to be in that game at all. The corner was around the corner. Yeah. Wasn't it, though? Anyway, I don't... The coherency of me telling my luggage story was pretty low there. But yeah, I probably punted all over that game and took a bunch of damage I didn't need to, and I'm sure I could have survived better. If I had been at just a slightly higher life total, we would have been able to at least stick it out for another turn or two. But we never got Barhelians, so that's pretty cool. Like, we were able to diffuse all their Grease Fangs. Yeah, exactly. Nothing's changed. Yeah, I would imagine so, Hands. I mean, I'm just not even considering the reality of that not happening. Because that would be pretty disastrous for me. But I'm sure that won't happen. Although I have learned in the future I should get some air tag action going. Does anyone know if there's a PC Android equivalent of air tags? I assume there is. Because I don't currently have many Apple devices, and I'm trying to have none because I don't enjoy them as much as I enjoy non-Apple things. So iTag Pro. That certainly sounds like an Apple product. Long queue time. Long queue time. Yeah, no, I got a new Lord. I was just wondering if there was like one main competitor, something that I probably hadn't heard of, but it's like it's just obviously this. Like just get this thing that everyone who isn't you knows about. Oh yeah, there you go. iTag Pro. Ooh, iTag Pro Canada. I can buy Canadian. The #1 GPS Bluetooth tracker. All right. Yeah, the price doesn't seem insane. All right. I'm gonna keep that and just hopefully draw into any of our things that we need there. I mean, we're just looking for one of the 8 creatures, which unfortunately has been a problem so far. We keep drawing. Do you guys get same day delivery with what? Probably against Greasefang again? Yeah. Okay. Oh, it's even the same player, right? Same player? I think it's the same player. I'm glad we have a mirror match here because I feel like we got the short end of the stick on the last one, and I feel like we can take this. I love 3 Steps Ahead. I would love to play this card more. Iron Shield Elf. Okay. So because I don't have enough cards in my graveyard for Fiery Impulse to be kicked, I can't warp this Riddler right now. Unless I just want to go shields down, which I don't. I'm going to take the 3 this time very conscientiously. Yeah, that's what I figured, Ill Will. That's what I figured. It's like we're both playing right now, so... And then when we finish, we re-queue, and there's nobody else in the queue, so they eventually just say, okay, we'll put you guys together again. Okay, so I can counter this. Doesn't get me anything. But it actually will stop it from coming in, so we're just going to do that. Because otherwise, I have to deal with 2 creatures, and I don't want to deal with 2 creatures. They might be low on lands here, so if I hit a land drop, I can Magmatic Hellkite, because then they can't Grease Fang me. Land. Untapped land. That's not an untapped land. Untapped land. Should have been more specific. Now, I could always, like, go for this Quantum Riddler play and just risk getting Parhelion, which doesn't feel great. But it puts me in the best possible position to win, I feel. And they just didn't have the land last turn. They play tap lands. You know what? Let's I'm here to have fun, and let's see if we can do a little stuff here. I guess I should not have played the land because I could have. Yeah, yeah. Bad sequencing. Bad sequencing, but that's okay. We're still learning. They're gonna draw the land and punish me, and then we'll move on to game 2. Eh? What? Nope. Okay. And I have 2 pieces of removal that can target a Grease Fang, so we're in a good position. They took the Hellkite. That's fair. Yeah, Quantum Riddler's not a spirit, so it didn't get the counter. But that's already okay. Smash. Okay, do that. Do a little of this. Do a little of that. Well, that's a bit frustrating. I mean, it's not that bad, but I liked all those cards. I liked all my cards. Oh, they're just okay. They're just not into it anymore. Okay, we were about to crush them anyway, so that's fair. Okay. Ghost Vacuum. Rending Volley. Angry God. Okay. So Riddler did it? Yeah. I mean, we went for the risky play and paid off real well. Man, 27 lands? Dave, that's so many. Okay. I'm going to trim a Glasspool. I guess we just keep a 1-0 Censor. No, Abrade is better than Censor. Kills Grease Fang and the Monument of Endurance. 2 Endurance? Whatever you are. Okay. So 26 lands, so I guess I'll keep this. They're on the Thoughtseize deck anyway. And there it is. Actually, I have a pretty spectacularly bad hand. Because if they take the Spite, then there's just nothing doing. But we'll have Spell Pierce. They took the Quantum Riddler. Interesting. This is a Sphinx? Well, it ain't looked like no Sphinx to me. All right. Hopefully, can draw into some lands. Okay. Land. There we go. Okay, now we're cooking with propane. If we get a second blue source, that would be real good. Taking 3. I feel that I want to cycle a card. I know it's like not smart in many ways, but also I feel like I need to get something going on. If they had the Grease Fang, they could have done it there. So that's kind of a really good draw. Hopefully I don't get Grease Fanged this turn, as this is the turn where I actually can't interact. That's fine. Wish I'd kept the other Wan Shi Tong, but beggars can't be choosers, I suppose. Probably seeing the 3 steps ahead go here, though, I imagine. And frustratingly, I have to use the Field of Ruin to get the second blue. Uh-oh. Okay, they don't have it. I have to use the Field of Ruin to get the second blue here, which means I won't be able to draw the card with Wan Shi Tong. But that's okay. That'll be fine. And fun coincidence, Wan Shi Tong actually is a spirit. So if I flicker it with Essence Flux, then I will get to put a counter on it. Okay. Abrade, really good draw. Magmatic Hellkite. Can actually kill something too. I'll take the 3 here again. And very slowly die. I was really hoping at some point here I would have drawn the next land. I guess we gotta throw this bad Mamma Jamma down. Don't have any blue open, so hopefully it doesn't just get Vanishing Versed. Nope. Good. Okay. Well, I mean, in for a penny, in for a pound, right? Yeah. Because if this works... Okay, so they have the Vanishing Verse. No, they have a Bitter Triumph. Okay. Oh, I thought it had to be in the installments of 2. Oh, no, that's just the draw. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I've never actually played this card before, so that's on me. I'll take the 6 here, I guess. Getting myself backed into a corner, but that's not surprising considering the game we're in. Well, that's not useful yet. Okay, so we're going to have to block. And And I can use Abrade to buy some time as well. Okay, good. That's, yeah. And then actually, it has Vigilance? Oh, wow. Yeah, it obviously doesn't matter much. I just didn't know that it had Vigilance. Dude, this card rules. This thing's fantastic. This is all I want to play right now. That's crazy. It's like my favorite card that's come out since I wasn't playing. Okay. So I guess this is the time to get this guy down. Hopefully I didn't hedge my bet in the wrong direction, because I could have angered here. They would discard their last card to keep one of these alive. But that's fine. Do they want to put me to 2? They do not. Okay. So I guess I want to get my hand down so that I can Quantum Riddler and draw 2. It's a shame I didn't have the Spell Pierce up last turn, but just wasn't able to do it. They discarded Parhelion to keep him. That makes sense because they need to crew the Unlicensed Hearse. I will keep the Hellkite back, because if they draw something that can crew the Unlicensed Hearse, they would have 5 damage to kill me. So and they drew something, but not anything they care about enough. Okay. So now, if I impulse this guy, they have to discard their last card, which doesn't do anything for me. And now the hearse is going to be 4 power, but that's okay. Okay, I think I could just play the Steam Vents here. Tapped. And then hopefully they give me a target for the Spell Pierce, because they can get the hearse up to being a 4/4 now. But that isn't big enough to get through my Hellkite yet. I believe they had Unlicensed Hearse. Like, it's just such a... Like, that's going to be such a pain in the ass that's what's going to be me here. And that is one thing I was worried about. Something like that coming in. It's not a problem yet. Also gives me an excuse to trim my hand down a bit. Okay, so this is the turn where I'm going to end of turn Fiery Impulse, just to see if I can get their hand empty. So they let that go. I want... Okay. We can go Kiora into Warp Quantum Riddler, which will draw me 2 and then 1. And hopefully that gets me to the next something. Now I'll only have 1 mana to do that something, but that's okay. I do have to be sure that I stack my triggers properly. So this guy comes in. We want to draw off of him first. Draw 2. Perfect. Then we draw another 1. Double perfect. Can attack for 5. Order of triggers doesn't matter there? Oh, interesting. I thought that was attached to his draw ability, or its draw ability. Their draw ability. It is not. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, on draw step as well, yeah. Kiora was like the perfect draw there. Well, the perfect draw there was Kiora into Riddler into the Essence Flux. Without the Essence Flux, oh shoot, that just kills me, huh? Yeah, that just kills me, and there's nothing I can do about it. That's a shame. That's my death. Okay. Well, hi there, Midge. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I desperately needed those. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, Swing was the perfect draw. I mean, they were setting it up forever, right? I mean, that's just what this is. We don't have any way to deal with their indestructible creatures, and they're generally more grindy than we are on low mana, and they don't need to draw their cards in a specific sequence the same way we do. They can kind of draw them in almost any order. It doesn't really matter. Like the Parhelion just gets to wait there forever until they need it. Okay, I'm gonna keep this. It's not great, but got 2 fiery impulses. Red-blue deck. Yeah, it's not going well, but that's okay. Played against Devotion, which is, I assume, a pretty bad matchup for us. It's historically very difficult for the red-blue decks in Pioneer. And then Greasefang twice, which is in its current iteration. Well, in this deck, in its current playing against Greasefang in Greasefang's current iteration does not seem like a good fit. But also I've been making a lot of mistakes, and that's fine. That is what it is. Just recently got into Magic. Well, welcome. We're gonna play this Kiora. I do not recommend you buy into any Pioneer decks at the moment, even though I'm currently playing a Pioneer deck. I did not have to pay for it. Please do not buy into Pioneer. Modern or Standard is where you need to be. Of course, I don't have an out for Greasefang now, so if they finally actually get to turn 3 Greasefang me here, then that's just going to happen, and we're just going to die. Which is what it is. You only played Commander? Hey, that's great. Having fun with friends is awesome. That's what it's all about. Spirebluff. Okay. So, Spirebluff, not quite what we're looking for there, but that's okay. In a way, Commander is going to prepare you more for... that sucks. Commander is going to prepare you more for many things than most other formats would. Because you're going to be exposed to, like, almost every mechanic that's ever been made. So we got to get rid of both these Mycosynth Gardens before they can copy their monument. Oh, Relentless Rats is awesome. That's okay. That's the perfect draw. Hopefully we don't just get buried by getting Greasefanged. Although I think if they could have Greasefanged me there, they would have. So this is not the worst. Okay. Starts Parhelion to dome me. Okay. But they don't have free attacks anymore. So I'm just taking... Okay, there it is. And we died. That's okay. Couldn't get there. So the deck's not going super well, although we played twice against Greasefang, and we are thoroughly unequipped to do that. think what we were built to kind of play against is blue-red and mono-red, which we have not seen, and has been most of the format that I've been playing against. The mono-white deck's pretty good against Greasefang, especially post-board. You can have rest in pieces and stuff. We have almost no graveyard removal here, and feels like our interaction suite is generally not well set up. But the Quantum Riddler thing has been super impressive. I need to... This card is crazy. Fortunes are not... Well, I mean, we played against Greasefang again, so it was the same player. And I just kept being in situations where I was choked on mana, or I was trying to find the interactive or the combo pieces, or yeah, I mean, they just have so much card selection. They just can consistently beat us down. Like, we don't have anything that really contributes in a powerful way. I think if we were playing the blue-red turns deck that I played before, we would have been fine there against Greasefang, but that's not what this deck is. This deck actually has combinations of cards that it's trying to assemble. I love that Chandra, the 6-drop Chandra deck where you copy spells. It's so freaking cool. It's so dumb. Chandra. Which one is she? Where's my bomb girl? There she is. Hope's Beacon. This is the best. I mean, that's half of MTGO, right, Vija? It's just 90% of... It's 90% of this queue. Am I Piano Man already? Not officially, so I don't actually have a contract to do it yet. So what's going to happen is I'm home for a week, and then I will be heading to Florida. So I'm going to disappear for a couple days. And then I will be streaming from Florida. Hopefully I'll be streaming some amount of piano playing and piano practicing, as well as probably some Magic in my spare time when I'm down there. But theoretically, I'm preparing for my next phase of my career. Today is like a recovery day, which I desperately need to do because of traveling home and being away for 7 months. I mean, I don't need to. I am the kind of person who can just turn around after that experience and just go. But I'm choosing to be kind and generous to myself. Seems like the thing to do. Anyway, here's my Amazon package of underwear. So I'll have that for today, which is great. And my socks are meant to arrive tomorrow, because otherwise I would be wearing nothing but dress socks for the next week. My piano is currently not here. Otherwise, I'd be practicing. How do you know I'm not doing an underwear stream right now? Like, serious question. You don't know that. In a way, this is an underwear stream. This is a going commando stream. So I am gonna try to leave to go to the movies at, let's call it 5:45. So if this queue continues to take this long, we might not finish this league, but also we might not need to have conclusions about this deck list. On the flip side, if we do want to play Pioneer at some point, and maybe we just won't at all because nobody cares, because it's not a supported format. But we have this blue-red Weathermaker deck, which seems like it's potentially a lot better version of this. I also could mess with this and turn it into a different kind of blue-red control deck. I don't know how much I like the Kioras in here without all Essence Fluxes. But Weathermaker is kind of neat. It has landfall where it charges, and then these are Dave cooking specials, absolutely. And then like there's a whole bunch of support tools for like mono blue decks and artifact decks now that I haven't had a chance to tinker with, so I might get into doing that. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. This is not what I want to look at. There we go. Where do the real cards start? This is not what I want. I want... What? I want it by set/number. Oh, this is the commander. Okay, hold on. Which is TMC. So I guess if I cut down to just that. Okay, that's what we're talking about. Now we're looking at the actual set. Yeah, I haven't actually read all the cards in this set. So we're still just queued, huh? Yeah. Okay. Probably not going to finish this league. It's weird how some of the cards have so much text but are underwhelming. I feel like what they've done in a way is they've gone back to the type of design that speaks more to flavor than it does to simple effectiveness, especially in these Universe Beyond sets, right? And I think that makes sense, because what they're trying to do is capture a feeling of something. Also, there's certain things like, okay, let's look at this Donatello mutant mechanic. So tap, put 3+1/+1 counters on target artifact you control. If it isn't a creature, it becomes a 0/0 robot, blah, 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 activate on his sorcery. That just takes a lot of text. Like that ability just takes a lot of text. It's just going to. And then whenever an artifact you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, if it had counters on it, put those counters up. So again, it's another line that like this just requires a lot of text. So this guy turns everything into Arcbound essentially, and then can also animate your non-creature artifacts into 3/3s. Like it is a pretty simple concept, and it's not I don't think it's a very good one. Although the second part of it is probably more powerful than it sounds. But he's a 4-mana 3/5, so you better be getting something for 4 mana. But it's kind of like he turns your team into or he has the similar text to that 1-mana artifact that's legendary, gets played in hardened scales. A minute queue time. There we go. Wara. Okay, so no longer the same player. Yeah, we're gonna keep the hell out of this hand. This hand actually does stuff. Riverpyre Verge is not going to be able to tap for blue. So if I want to play Wan Shi Tong on 2, I have to go Spirebluff into Otawara. Things to remember. And like Vija, if you compare a lot of the new cards to like a lot of the war planeswalkers that never saw any play, like planeswalkers have so much text, and then so many of them were like, this is for either a very niche deck or it's like not even for a deck. Like there's certain cards that they printed where it's like this is not for anything. It just does 3 different mediocre things, but it's a 3 or 4 mana planeswalker. So, and it's an uncommon. So what do you want? Well, that's a fantastic draw. So I think that just means I just want to blow this up. I do want to play Kiora into the Quantum Riddler because I really think that'll put my opponent in the ground. Hopefully they just like play a Corey Steelcutter here and pass. And they do. It's not really like a super like, oh, thank God they did that. Now I could just play Quantum Riddler here and flicker it and draw 2 cards. But next turn I could draw 4 cards by doing the same thing. So I think that's worth doing. I don't have any reason to spend loyalty to untap a land here, so I'm not going to. Also, I could Magmatic Hellkite next turn. If I do draw a land, I can put them on 2 stunned lands for the turn after. Boomerang Basics. Oh! This thing, yeah. This thing can bounce opponent stuff. I keep... Not that I keep forgetting that. I haven't played this format basically at all. Okay, we're kind of pushed into just doing this for less value right now. Damn. That yeah, that's really frustrating. And if they have more of those, we're gonna be in real trouble real quick. 4/6 Quantum Riddler is not even gonna be big enough because they play the what's it called? The anger card or whatever it is. Monstrous Rage? Monstrous Rage. Which always makes me laugh because it sounds like Chocolate Rain in my head. Monstrous Rage. Da 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 da. Monstrous Rage. Okay, so they couldn't make their creature 6 power, so this still blocks, which is pretty cool. Still gonna die, but I blocked, and that was cool. Like I said. Okay. They're gonna be able to pick up their boomerang basics and boomerang this. That's not good. Unless if I take them down a land, they won't be able to do that. And we do get to destroy their creature land. So that's good. Question is, do I want to knock off this Emberheart Challenger right now? I think I do. I don't want to give them the opportunity to draw more cards. The thing is, because they had that boomerang card, like, we really got put so far behind on tempo. But also it means they didn't immediately have it for the Quantum Riddler. So thank goodness for that, I suppose. They can easily just spend this turn picking up their boomerang basics and then just... Okay. Well, they're not doing that. Target creature blocks this turn of Able. Okay. But they get to learn. Oh, and that's a lesson? So they have one in their sideboard? Oh my god. Ugh. Vomit. That's insane. Oh my god. What is this last thing? I forgot this was legal. I forgot that card was legal, and we just died of them attacking around. Well, that's a shame. All right, Abrade, Anger, Bonecrusher, Anger. Probably Redcap Melee. Yeah. Okay. Universal Orlando when I'm going to be in Orlando next week. I don't know that that's crazy. I think that is current marketing and its ability to get inside your algorithm and or head from small information that they pick up here and there. Okay. I'll cut the Glasspool. This doesn't have any permanent colored mana. Well, this one he didn't, Vija. The previous version, I think, went 2/3. And this is revised, but I don't... This one is not something that is established. Haven't said anything on Twitch about it. It's in the same browser I booked my travels, so I'm not sure how... You'd be surprised, Notes in an Octave. I'm just saying it. I agree with you. Sometimes you can look at something like that and go like, I don't really think they should have had this information, but you'd be surprised at how that is able to get out there. Yeah. Like, have you booked a flight ticket? Are you are going to Orlando, right? So have you booked a flight ticket? Because if you've booked a flight ticket, then it's entirely possible that the ad service that is connected to Twitch already knows that about you. Okay, well, that's kind of turning into stuff. I'm going to see if they just play the Emberheart Challenger here, because I'd rather kill that than the Swift Spear. If they play a Steel Cutter, we're going to blow up the Swift Spear. Because, like, you bought your flight through some service, which means that service, I'm pretty sure it can just sell that piece of information to anyone, or they already do, or they're owned by the same company that already, does ads. They play Counter Magic in their Prowess deck too? Of course they do. And I should have known that, but that's okay. Okay, that's good, because we get to Anger and sweep the 2. So, that's good. Okay, that's also good. Yeah, let's just do this now. Oh, wouldn't they have optimal every time? Well, I mean, that's not necessarily optimal, but... please. Okay. And now what we want to do is draw an untapped land. God, I hope they don't have a Monstrous Rage here. But I guess if they do, it's not. Okay, good. Good. Okay, if we draw an untapped land, we're cooking. Because we just play Quantum Riddler and draw 2 cards. And then should be able to take this game. Blam. That's what I'm talking about. If we draw another land, another untapped land, we can go Kiora into Magmatic Hellkite, which would be gross. Okay. Oh, they made their own creature block. Neat. They said, hey, you got a block. It'll quench ya? It'll quench ya. Oh, it's quench. Okay. Neat. So Fiery Impulse currently does 3 damage, and we could pay for the quench. Yeah, but even if you didn't know, it's like it goes through that service. It goes through your email. It goes through a lot of different. Just don't even worry about it, because it's nothing to worry about. Like, that's just the way the world is right now. And if you don't like it, that's not gonna help. Like, you're not gonna get away from it by not liking it. It is what it is, and hop on board, because that's where we're at. It's not okay. So this again puts us in a good spot, because I can get through the quench, and assuming this resolves, we're in, again, quite a good spot. I'm gonna draw a card and pop their Den of the Bugbears. Okay. Do I just let this go? I don't think so. If they have a double here, it's gonna be brutal, because then they're gonna get to. Okay, good. I was worried they would have another way to counter it, and then they would be able to do that, then attack me with a Den of the Bugbear. But I think we would still win the game after that point. Now that I'm thinking that line out further. Although they would have been able to attack down my Kiora. But I think they would have gone for my face. I would have gone to 5, maybe 4. And then I would just play the next Magmatic Hellkite and be in good shape. So. Okay. What's the worst thing that could... Keep forgetting about that card. I know it happened last game. I'm still going to say I keep forgetting about that card being legal. Okay, that's fine. Riverpyre Verge. Wow, what a sequence. Starting dinner is important. Good for you. Whoops. That's a problem. Well, hopefully we draw. What am I doing? Okay. I guess I can warp in the Quantum Riddler. And then it goes to exile, but I'll draw 2 cards first, so maybe we draw the... Okay. Well, that's fine. And then I can cast this? Is that what the deal is? Does anyone know how cards work? I don't, but maybe one of you does. They got a... Okay, they got a land. Anyone know how cards work? I do not know how cards work. Okay. Looks like with the 3 steps ahead, we're going to pull into the driver's seat here. I can attack here. Yeah, like adventure or plot. Exactly. I think it's worth holding back and just making sure we don't have to use anything. And I can just keep shields up as much as possible. This burst lightning plus counter magic would just kill me there. But okay, we're good. Probably won't be able to pull that off again, but we'll try. Yeah, that's what I thought, Tasmadeath. I've just never actually played a warp card properly. I'll keep that. Did they mull? No? No chance. Of course not. But they didn't start with a Swift Spear, so that's good. Steam Vents. Anger is a good draw. We have the double red. I don't have to take damage from my mana, so... Okay. Perfect. Okay. I mean, I'm going to kill this now with the Bonecrusher. But... breaking the bones, breaking the bones, breaking the bones, breaking the bones. Well, that's unfortunate timing. Okay. Sure, because if they bounce this, then they take damage and I get another stomp. Of course I do, Tasmadeath. Tell me what you were playing. Okay. Oh, interesting. But that's going to be a trade, which I guess they don't care. I'll take that trade. It's fine by me. I feel like the longer the game goes at this rate, the better we're going to do. So I don't mind this. Maybe not. Black-white life leech deck with Elias Ilkor, Sadistic Pilgrim. Cool. I don't know what that card is, but cool. Okay, so we're gonna Anger of the Gods this turn. What are they bouncing, or what are they trying to bounce? Their own experimental synthesizer. Okay. Leaves the battlefield. Okay, so it's gonna get that. Is this worth spell piercing? Probably. Then we're gonna take 8. God, I do need a way to deal with the Corey Steel Cutter, but I don't have it yet, so that is what it is. Basically, it gives you 1 life for every creature that enters your battlefield and damages everyone for 1 green creature dies. Neat. Okay, island. They have no blue. Okay, that is very significant right now that they have no blue. Angry. God's pissed. Maybe, hopefully they hit a tapped blue land, and then we get to Magmatic Hellkite it. Or Den of the Bugbear. That works too. Kiora, good draw. Because next turn I get to go play Kiora and then Glasspool Mimic. So that's kind of hot. Yeah, they just don't have a basic island, huh? That's kind of great. That's kind of great. Okay. Exile Spirebluff. Okay, that's fine because we get to kill it. So they're not going to get blue off of that. Give me... Oh, sure. That'll work. Glasspool Mimic coming at you. Copies Hellkite. Shoot your land. Draw a card. All right, we're kind of cooking. Oh, they're out of basics. Oh, that's phenomenal. Oh, that's so good. So they just probably don't get access to blue anymore. Okay. Do they have a second spell here? That would be really huge for them. Yes, they do. Oh, no. Well, we could die. It was looking promising for a second. They can shoot my face for 2, right? Or is the lesson that... I think the lesson that this gets... Firebending lesson. It only hits creatures, right? 2 damage to target creature. Yeah, okay. So they can shoot this for 2, and then they'll hit me for 5. Yeah. But we're not dead. We're very much alive. Not able to do much. For fear of death. But 3 steps ahead can counter whatever they want to do to try to actually kill us. Plus make a copy of my Magmatic Hellkite that'll draw me a card. So we're safe from Burst Lightning for the moment. Playing on Tabletop Simulator. That's cool. Let's Volcanic Spite that one. And we'll cycle this Redcap Melee because none of their creatures are red somehow. Okay, not what I was looking for. That's something. Okay. But they have 2. Jeez. This is rough. Okay. Okay. They're just going to equip the other one? Okay, this is awesome because now I get to do this, which is create a copy, draw 2, discard 1. Do I need that many Magmatic Hellkites? Probably. Well, I have 2 now, so let's go with no. Blow up your land, draw a card. Essence Flux. All right. Quantum Riddler. I guess I should have Essence Flux now because I'm going to do it anyway, and I should know what I'm going to be holding. I also think I have a land drop available. I do. Yeah. Okay. The only thing is Burst Lightning just kills me here. All right, we got the match win. Taz is new to MTG. He's been learning how to play Commander. Hi, I'm the one who kidnapped him for dinner and helped get him into MTG. Excellent. I assume you are the girlfriend, although you may not be. Livana feels like a girlfriend name. If not, I apologize. Maybe you're just a roommate. They're roommates. Anyway, been a bit of a short stream today. I'm glad that we had some people hanging out. We're not going to finish this league because I want to go see Hoppers, and I don't have enough time necessarily to play the next game and make it. But you guys can hit that follow button if you want to come back. I will be back probably tomorrow playing some Modern, and I may be playing Standard within the foreseeable future. But let's do a little wrap up for this deck. So David was just sending me messages that this deck should be played as blue-black Blink instead of blue-red. I'm sure he's correct because he's the one who made it and is generally much more informed about the Pioneer format and current state of Magic in general. The toughest thing about this deck, I mean, we played against Greasefang twice and we played against Mono Green. I don't think you have a good Mono Green matchup. Red decks in general have a really hard time with it, unless you're a tempo deck. But decks like this, which are a little bit slower, they have a hard time with it, generally speaking. Thanks for the follow. So you just can't deal with the big green creatures most of the time. And then Greasefang, we were just like, it just seems like we're particularly poorly positioned against them because our stuff is expensive and it's hard to tap down for. You need to draw the Essence Flux and the Quantum Riddler. That's a powerful combination. Hopefully in the blue-black version, we'll be able to show it off a little more. I am going to throw this up on YouTube because why the heck not? And start getting videos back up there. We'll be playing more Modern. We'll be playing some Standard, but that's it for now. If you're watching this in the future on the YouTube, make sure you hit that button, that like button, smash that subscribe button. Check out any of my other videos, and I will see you